Hi everyone, my name's Eleni Kyritsis and I'm the community leader here at Mote. Today I'm going to share with you 5 ways to use Mote in the primary classroom. The first way I love to use Mote in the classroom is on Google Slides. At the beginning of the school year, I love to get to know my students. So here I'm going to share with you a couple ways to help to get to know your kids and also to share some of their holiday reflections using Mote. So these are some templates that you can access on the Mote Learning Hub, which you can download and use for free. Now here we've got a passport to year, say my students, I am teaching year 2 this year. So here I would set this passport up and I would share it with my class. They would then go ahead and fill in the details and images as they need, and they can simply click on the Mote button and record their voice to share what their hobbies and interests are, or to share a little bit with their family. Rather than writing it, they can simply record themselves using Mote. Another way I love to use it is for holiday reflections. So here I like to set up a little welcome to my class, and this is something that you might even want to do just before your kids start or that first week as a home learning task. So sending a nice voice recording home so parents can hear your voice and get to know you a bit better. It just personalizes it, which students and parents absolutely love. Then what you can do is share a little bit of your own holiday and record your own Mote, and also something that you're looking forward to. Then you can assign each student a slide, and they can add 3 photos from their holidays and record a short snippet of those photos along with something they're looking forward to this year. This is a great way to share with your class a little bit about the holidays and also something they're looking forward to and help them to get to know each other. Now, if you are at a school where you've got lots of new students starting or you're teaching foundation or prep, this is one that I love to do, and it's called In Our School, and it's where you get your students to create a story, following and seeing all the different places in the school. So I would take my class on a tour around the school. We would take photos in each of these spaces. Then I'd have students also draw it, and I would have each student draw a different place, and then I would have them record their voice. So a student will come up and say, this is the library. It would have a photo that they've drawn and the photo that we've taken. So that way, then this becomes a collaborative class book that can be shared with parents to help them also get to know the school. These are just a couple of ways I love to use Mote at the beginning of the year to help to get to know my class and show them around the school. Now I'm going to share with you all Hypermotes. Now this was a new feature that was released over our break, and something I love about it is it allows you to record your voice on words or paragraphs directly in Google Docs. So what students can do is you can create a passage that you might want them to read or instructions, but if you've used a word in those instructions that they may not know, students can hover over the word now and press play to listen to it. So for instance, if I highlight the word solar system, you will see that Hypermotes now appears on the right-hand side. When I click on that, I can record my voice. Solar system. Now, by inserting that into my Google Doc, students can hover over, play that,
solar system,
and hear what that word is. This is a great way to expand student vocabulary and also to introduce new words. While I'm on the topic of words, I am looking forward to using Hypermotes during my weekly spelling. So each week we look at a different spelling focus, like most schools, and then my students have a number of words that they need to look at. Now, depending on your school and how you teach your spelling, you might break it up into syllables or sounds, or depending what the focus is, but you can have students actually record their voice and break that word up. So you as a teacher then can hear, have they understood that, and the focus that you're looking at for that week. Also, another great way is having them use those words and write a little story and then record them saying each of those words. Ensures that they have got the right pronunciation and the right context for putting that word into a sentence. So these are just some other ways that you can use Hypermotes in the primary classroom. Another idea to use Mote in the primary classroom is using Mote in Google Slides for maths assessments. Now, teaching primary students I've always found it really difficult to capture and get a real understanding of what they know, particularly with maths concepts. Students may not be able to write, but they're able to explain their answers. So by using Mote, it allows me to gather that data and to really see what my students know. Now, whenever I provide an assessment, I give my instructions to my whole class, but I know when I send my students back to their desks to get started, some of them have forgotten about what it is they're required to do. So what I can do is I can simply record my voice on the slide so students can simply click and listen to the instructions. Then on each slide, they've also got instructions there for what the task is requiring them to do. So this one just asks them to move the shapes onto the picture to match them up. The next one asks students to actually record their voice themselves and to tell me what this shape is and how many of this shape there is. So students can simply go up to the Mote button up here, click on it, record their Mote and answer, and insert that directly onto the slide. Then as a teacher, you can go back and listen to this. This is great assessment that you can share with parents during parent-teacher interviews or your weekly conference meetings. Great insight that you can get using Mote in slides for maths assessments. Here I'm going to share with you all how to use Mote in Google Forms. Now there have been a few new feature updates that I'm going to share with you today. Now, for many of you, you know that you can record Mote directly at the top to read out what the question is, but you can also leave voice recordings for your answers now. So I'm going to show you here. I've got what is this shape. So when I click on there, I can record that here. What is this shape? Then it will insert my Mote at the top. Now for each of my answers, I want it to read each response out. So what I can do is I can actually go up to my Mote extension at the top, click on it, and then I can record circle. By doing that, I can then click down and hit and paste that directly there and continue to record it. Triangle. And what it does is, you'll see in 1 second, square. When my students go to view this form, they will be able to click to have the question read out, but they can also click to listen to each of the answers so they know what they say. This is a great way to support learners in your classroom and to gain that insight on what they know. Now it gets even more amazing. The team at Mote has been working really hard with this. And what you can also do now is you can actually use Mote in your answers. So down here, you can select your correct answer and then add answer feedback. And if students answer incorrectly, you can record a Mote for your feedback. Good try, but this is unfortunately incorrect. This personalizes the feedback, and you can also change what you say depending on the question, and you can also do it on the correct answer. Well done, you got this correct. So now students will be able to have the feedback directly sent back to them with you personalizing that message back to them. This is really exciting, and I can't wait to see how you use Mote in Google Forms with your students. The final feature I want to share with you all today is sticky notes. Now this has to be one of my favorite things, especially when teaching primary students. Whenever I send my students to a website, I always get worried and want to ensure that they know exactly what they need to do on each website. I've checked over the website to make sure that it is a safe website for them to use. Here I'm sending my students to Zoos Victoria, and they are currently doing a research project. So I want them to pick an animal here and tell me 5 interesting facts. Now, when I'm telling my students this in a whole class and they go back, or it might be a task that they're doing over the week, they may forget what it is they're exactly meant to do on that website. So I want to ensure that they know. So that's when I'm going to use sticky notes. So what I do is when I'm on my website, I simply go up to my Mote extension, I click on it, then I can record a message. Hi guys, today I want you to explore this website and I want you to choose an animal and tell me 5 interesting facts about that animal. Now by doing this, it records a little message. Now I can share that by clicking on the share button via a link, via a QR code, so I could pop it up and students could scan it with their devices, or I could share it directly to Google Classroom. For this example, I'm just going to copy the link and show you what it does. So what it will do is it will send my students to that website, but you'll see that there is now a sticky Mote there. The great thing about sticky Motes are students can move them around the website, so they can also scroll as they listen.
Hi guys, today I want you to explore this website and I want you to choose an animal and tell me 5 interesting facts about that animal.
Now students, if they accidentally close that sticky Mote, it just goes onto the right hand side, so they can click it and get it back and move it around. This is an amazing feature and I can't wait to see how you use it with your students. I hope that you have learned something new and gained some inspiration to take back to your classroom this year. Please make sure you check out our Learning Hub, and if you share or use any of these ideas in the classroom or come up with any of your own, please share them on socials. We'd love to see what you get up to with your students when using Mote. Reach out if you have any questions, always here ready to help where I can.